Hi, this is DH Dunn. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Hey, Friday, it looks like that command is broken. I will fix it. Sorry about that. I will try to get up the link for that if you're interested in Abandoned. Good to see you, Avatar. Good to see you, Friday. Northern Lights is here. Karu is here. Burb is here. Druid is here. We're all ready for more of whatever the hell this is. As always, I adjust my camera. That should be a bingo. If it's not on there, my hair is weird today too.
Oh, damn it. Hey, Koru.
Oh, damn it. Hey, Koru. Whisper is here, and Whisper's here too. Awesome. Awesome. So, it's good to see everybody. You checked again. It's downloaded on your phone. Okay, good. Awesome. Bingo was camera not zoomed in. Okay. I'm waiting for Abby to materialize and see what you did. Oh, okay. Interesting. So, we have an exciting lineup for you tonight. We have wolves, we have moose, we have bears. Well, actually, we may not have a moose because we killed that. We killed the bear too. All right, well, we got wolves anyway. Not too much to talk about for my day. It was a productive day. We did. Hey, Will Stand Still is back. We did Will Stand Still today. Correct guess that 1995 is the year. Please do not start putting guesses in the chat. But now I can't ask my what year is it questions. So that's out. I should not, it's my own fault because I should not have put the stream title. Wait, did I put a joke in the stream title? I didn't. So how did you guess that 95 was the year? Because it is the year. But how did you get that? Because Like a Rolling Stone is not from 1995. How did you figure that out? I'm very intrigued by this. I had questions. Oh, you've been guessing 95. Okay, so it was bound to be right eventually. I don't know what year Wonderwall is. My trivia questions for 1995 were going to be, it's the year Michael Jordan came back to the NBA. It is the year the OJ trial ended. And it is also the year that AOL started launching their internet access program. So, very cool. Hey, Not Knob, good to see you. Today is going to be the day that, yeah, the Wonderwall. That I was like, for what? Yeah. I think my parents had AOL emails as well. I was on AOL like in the late 80s as part of a dial-up service. I remember going on AOL. I think it was AOL from my parents' basement for some kind of. There was some kind of Starship game that I used to play. Then there were BBS boards, yeah, and I used to be a BBS sysop. I used to run the Seaside Tower BBS, which was the only one of 2 BBSs in Down East Maine at the time. Super cool. We had 2 phone lines to the house because I had to have the BBS. And I feel like the BBS is just a natural progression to this. So anyway, what did I do today? I did day job work. I wrote. I did Will Stand Still. And I recorded a video for War Tales that no one will ever see because basically the entire party got wiped out. So then I recorded a new War Tales video for a new start. So I'll be putting that up at some point. And I printed out my trivia questions, and here we are. Took a couple walks. Gorgeous day today. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful weather today. You want to see the wipeout? It was ugly. Ugly. Verb. Ugly. But it made me realize that I had done a lot of things wrong in the game, and in the new video, I kind of articulate some of the things that I missed. I deleted the recording, so no one will ever see it. Sorry. A very special episode. No. You know what? I don't think I have emptied my recycle bin. If you really want to see it, I actually, like, the fight went bad enough that I was just like, you know what? I'm done. Like, that I'm not putting this up. So maybe I'll cut it into some highlights. You can see all your favorites get killed. The problem with Susia ended up being the first domino that ended up killing everyone. So, if you're watching that series and you're familiar with the growing storyline that was Susia, Susia, just just set a chain of events in motion that was quite horrible. I will pull it out. I will pull it out. All right, Druid, get that pizza. I'm going to run the intro. Let's go. I'm not muted. I was just faking you out. I'm not muted. I'm fine. Hee hee hee. All right, let's resume. It's the little things. It really is the little things. Hey, this is Will. I'm like, why the hell am I here in the middle of the ice? I was trying to get Will across the ice. I was trying to see if there was any way you could make this crossing. And you can't. But you can see the new effects that they added for ice cracking are quite cool. These sounds are terrifying. And I really like the cracks is great. Like, I love the cracks. Like, okay. Sophia says my theme is a banger. Thank you. Oh, the hole is right there. Can you fall right back in? Yup. This is fantastic.
Damn. I'm freezing.
What if you went backwards? Yeah, you can see the cracks grow. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Never felt so.
All right, thank you, Sophia. I also think it's a banger. I like my the 5-minute intro music as well. Okay, well then we'll just go here to this. Load that. 150. Okay. So we were looking for arrows, I think, in all the wrong places. And we were going to maybe cook a moose. I don't know. We're literally very much making it up as we go now, because most objectives have been met. Now the objective is live. First we need to live 24 hours. So that we can very respectfully, with a tip of the hat, pass the extremely talented Koru and Thistle. And then we set our sights on a very distant burb. Can we take down the burb? Is such a thing even possible? Can you start guessing movies now? No, not yet. I'm not ready. Thank you, though. Gives you plenty of time to put your thinking caps on. I know Lev is ready. I await the challenge. This is... You know, what I don't like is how low my condition is. A lot. I don't like that a lot. In fact... I'm trying to debate what I want to do here. I think I might want to go right back where the hell I was. Maybe I just try to get back to the cabin. I think I'll do that. Plenty of stamina to burn. I believe all wolves are dead at the moment. All relevant wolves. We are not... Whoops. We are not stinky. You missed the intro. What's the year you know nothing about?
Oh,
well, the year is 95, but we're not taking guesses yet. And remember, the new rule is only one guess at a time. So until your current guess has been confirmed wrong, please do not make a second guess. Because it just becomes too many things for me to look at. The beatings will continue until morale improves. I'm taking a draconian stance to my fun time trivia game. Wait, I want that rock for some unknown reason. That rock is very important to me. I'll risk it all for this rock. I had to fall to lose it all. Old King Rock. Yeah, I guess I wasn't paying attention. That's on me. I had to fall to lose it all. I have to put that face on when I do it. But in the end, doesn't even matter. Linkin Park was played at a corporate meeting today. That's awesome. Hey, dude. Alright, I just want to make sure you didn't have any, my arrows on me. On you. We're down to 7 arrows. I had 14 at one point. That's an interesting meeting. Linkin Park was your jam when you were a kid? Were you an angry kid? I find Linkin Park to be funny now. I don't mean to yuck somebody else's yum. They're just so bad. Let's see. Yeah, eat that. Anger. Yes, a lot of anger. Young people are very angry and they have a lot to say through their music. Alright, we're back home. Close the door. What do I want to do? Well, let's look at the bow for a second. I mean, I actually say, I think the thing I most likely want to do next is forge again. Because wow. I guess I'm doing my Koru impression with all these torches. Your mother-in-law sent you sweet treats and you're eating vanilla fudge. I love fudge so much. I don't like vanilla fudge, but I like chocolate fudge a lot. And it's really, really sad that I don't have any right now. I'm old, angry, and I have a lot to say. Hey, TX, good to see you. I don't blame you for your opinion. I recognize and love the music because, oh, nostalgia, sure. But hey, every generation has their angry music, and they're all right about it. Like, you know, I was just listening to Like a Rolling Stone, which is where the stream title came from. And that's a very angry song, you know, from 1964 or whatever. Grandma makes fudge every year around Christmas. Ugh. My dad used to try to make fudge and it would never come out right. Sorry, Dad. It would either come out so hard that you would need like a frickin' hammer to eat it, or it was basically liquid fudge. She would make one with peanut butter and one without, because yeah, I'm with your dad on this one, Burb. Thank you, Grandma, for making one without. Yes, other than in a Reese's peanut butter cup, chocolate and peanut butter should never be together. I don't like things touching other things, like the no things touching. All right, I declare the movie guest season to be open, as well as the song guest season. I would like to mag blend, but that's not happening. I have so much I need to cook. Tonight is probably going to be a pretty significant cooking stream.
I'm not sure I can carry
I'm
much
warning
more.
you right now. Okay, all right, they're already going too fast. Wonderwall from Avatar is a no. Dumb and Dumber from Not Knob is also a no. Cora was on a delay. Okay. Gangsta's Paradise, number 1. Koru. Waterworld is number 10. Avatar. Yes, by Coolio. Who died recently or not recently? Just saying you're behind, so you may guess the same thing as someone else. That's fine. Die Hard. You'll have to be more specific. Waterworld was number 10, yeah. I mean, sometimes movies are a flop even though they were a hit in that I think the production cost was too high. I know the film Die Hard, there's more than one. Toy Story, number 3, Burb. Not number 1. Die Hard with a Vengeance, I believe, yes, is on there. I almost did Lope Hard with a Vengeance for the stream title. Waterfalls by TLC, yes, Koru, that's number 2. Wow, the condition is so low. I can't harvest this, right? Or can I? Jumanji is a no. The Terminal is a no. That would be so easy to eat that. It looks reasonably similar to cooked. You Gotta Be by Desiree. No. Mrs. Doubtfire is a no. No on Shaggy. Forrest Gump is a no. Forrest Gump is a no. Can you move, please? All right, I'm not looking at the chat for a second while I start this fire. Give me the mega torch. This is how you do it? All right. Well, just put your guesses in there. That is how you do it. Castaway. Wilson! Wilson, I'm sorry. No. Sorry, Tolkien. Tolkien! Tolkien, I'm sorry. Damn you, Tom Hanks, for making me feel something for a volleyball. Wilson! Conco. No. By the way, this is how we do it, is number 10. I was just having fun with you. Conco. No, I don't even know what Conco is. Congo. Okay, also no. Oh wow, there's hardly any meat left in this. Kiss from a Rose is yes. Which a clever person might get a movie out of that. 7 is no. A Little Princess? Nope. I'm a little princess, short and stout. There were 3 Hoodie songs. Hootie and the Blowfish, Hootie and the Blowfish. There were 3 of them. Hootie. Sorry, Hootie and the Blowfish. 3 of them, but none of them made the top 10. Was not there. I love making fun of Hootie. Batman, but which one? Braveheart, no. TX has the Batman guess if they can correctly name which Batman it was. I'm such a baby, the dolphins make me cry.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
All that I can do. Girl, I had a hit of you. Batman Forever. Nope, it's got to go to TX. So I'm going to give that to TX. That was, believe it or not, Batman Forever was the #1 movie that year. 184 million. And I like Batman Forever. It was a good movie to take my kids to. Again, similar to Batman and Robin. Similar to Godzilla. Yeah, I'm very hurt that no one likes my Darius Rucker impression. Shut the stream down now. Jurassic Park 2, no. GoldenEye, however, yes. Jurassic Park 2, no. If I didn't say no to that already, I think I did. Apollo 13, there you go, Tolkien. #2 movie of the year. Apollo 13 and Batman Forever made more money than Toy Story. I find that very surprising. 7 is a no. Getting windy outside. Lion King was a different year. Yep, no Lion King here. You were just shouting out Tom Hanks, but we still want stuck. Strong Enough by Sheryl Crow is a no. Now it's warmer. First cut is lovely. Baby. That's not that song. That's a different song. Hackers is a no. More Fuel, yeah. I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried about the fire not having enough. There. Thank you, Burb. I appreciate that. We're good now. Oh, I got meat on my bed. Gross. Another night. Yep, that's there. That's not the song. The meat bed. Alien 4 is a no. There are some very surprising movies still left. The #3 song is a song that is very well known under this title by another group. Like, it's one of those, it's kind of like Jump, where there was more than one hit with this name. Judge Dredd, no. Some of them are popular. One of them has a song Koru has sang. We're gonna need to go find some sticks. I can't tell cooked from not cooked, man. Not hackers. That song is not on the list, Koru. We are guessing the top 10 movies and songs from 1995. No to Babe. In a couple more minutes, I will give you guys some hints. That's about all I can do. Mariah Carey's Fantasy is on the list.
I am too tired to
Number 7. Die Hard 3. Die Hard with a Vengeance was guessed. I don't know if that's Die Hard 3.
Jeez, this is cold.
Yup. I know the door fix. Pocahontas is on there. Number 4. Dangerous Minds, no. Never Gonna Give You Up, no. Not Africa by Toto. A frequent guess from Burb. Seven, no. We Are the World, no. Apollo 13 has been guessed. And yeah, you guessed the song, but not the movie. Yeah. Okay, I'll give you guys some hints. Number 5 movie is a really bad comedy sequel. Number 6 movie is a family movie with a pretty heavy CG element to it. And number 9 is an action drama. Ace Ventura 2, there you go, Not Knob, that is number 5. When Nature Calls is the name of Ace Ventura 2. So we're left with number 6, which is, yep, Casper, the Friendly Ghost. And that movie firmly established for me that Casper is a dead child. And I never really thought that before, and that's very depressing. Because it was like, the Home Alone kid was like Casper, and they show him like as a human, and now he's a ghost because he's dead. It's like so dark. Like I never made that connection before. Very, very weird to me. So we're left with number 9, which is a movie that I enjoyed seeing. I saw it in the theater. It stars 2 actors who both, it's an action movie, but it's kind of a head-to-head, this guy versus this guy. And both of them have won Best Actor Oscars, I'm pretty sure. They're both Academy Award-winning actors, both acclaimed, both still alive. It is not Face Off. It is not Heat. It is in the same genre as a movie that I absolutely would say is a better movie. That also stars Oscar-nominated actors. It's not 12 Monkeys. And it has a minor performance. One of the supporting characters is played by a guy who would be the lead in one of the most Oscar-winning movies of all time. Everything I'm saying is true. Everything I'm saying is accurate. It is Crimson Tide. There you go. That's right. Denzel Washington versus Gene Hackman, and Viggo Mortensen is in that movie. And that movie is good, but it's also kind of stupid. The one thing I really liked about it was that it really hinges on submarine radio broadcasts, which is exactly what I did in the Navy. So I was excited about that, but in many ways, a very silly movie. It is not Hunt for Red October, and it wants to be. I also remember my wife and I going to see a submarine movie starring Harrison Ford and I think Liam Neeson, and they portrayed it in the trailers as like a Hunt for Red October action-adventure thing. It was a depressing 2 hours of people dying in a sinking submarine. It was so depressing. Oh, all right. I was wrong about that. Sorry, Avatar. Yeah, it's like U-571, I think, something like that, and it was just a really, really depressing movie. I'm gonna do this wolf meat bothering me. Anything left in music? Quite a bit. Number 3, number 5, number 8, and number 9. I will say number 3, there is another very popular song in a very different genre with this exact same name. Number 5 is a song that by a group who were bigger earlier in the 90s than they were at this point. Number 8 is by an artist whose biggest period was actually the late 80s. And number 9, I got nothing. It's not personal. I just have no idea who this is. You two? No. Was you two ever good? Can't get you out of my head. Nope. That's a good one, though. I like that one. Is Madonna the artist who was bigger in the 80s? Yes. Not to say that she wasn't big in the 90s. She still was, but I don't think she was as big as in her Material Girl era. When she was living in a material world. Her only 90s hit you liked was Take a Bow. Take a Bow. Take a Bow. Well, that's what this one is. Take a Bow. You didn't like a Prayer? Wasn't Like a Prayer in the 90s? I mean, it's okay to not like it. Cotton Eye Joe. No. It might be. I thought Like a Prayer was 90s. I love Like a Prayer, Avatar. I think it's great. I will find a place for this meat. I also like Vogue. I think Vogue is very catchy. I always liked Borderline. I thought Borderline was a good song. I'm sorry, I will not state anything more. I want you to like it. You're not capable of making me not like it. Like, I don't need to. Like, it's okay if you don't like it. Fine. I'm still gonna like it. Aerosmith in there. No. Nope. We have the song Borderline has always been your favorite? Yeah, I really like Borderline. I think it's a cute song. I like happy songs. Number 3 is a song that is also very popular by another band with the same title, done completely differently. Number 5 by a R&B group. Harmonizes really well. Was a little bigger earlier in the 90s than they were at this point. No, it is Boyz II Men, Zert, and Koru. I thought they were bigger earlier in the 90s than at that point. I don't remember this song, though. But, you know, I was in Italy during this time period. I was watching my well-fed. We only have 20 minutes left. That's not going to work. Hang on a second there. You can kill some torches here. Yeah, you were joking when you said Waterworld. You know it's a box house bomb. Sure. Fine. Nope. Sorry, Koru. Creep, however, Tolkien came up with Creep by TLC. The TLC version is, I wasn't even going to make that joke, Ferb. I let that go by. It is On Bended Knee by Boyz II Men. I just need this last long enough to give me water. I know you were guessing. On Bended Knee by Boyz II Men. And then the only one on the list that has not been guessed, I will tell you who's the artist. The artist is Monica. Not Monica Geller from Friends. Not Monica Bing. Nope. I actually said the title when I was giving clues out. There you go. Just one of them days song. Yeah, it's actually, Don't Take It Personal is the name of the song. Alright, I'm gonna chow down here. Drink. Actually, cancel. Hang on. Can I throw anything in there? Even this torch. Something to just keep this going for a second, because I just realized what I want to do. I will be... Well, all the guesses are in. We're not doing TV yet. Alright. I want to make a tea. Specifically, an herbal tea. There we go. Much better. Give me 9. Cancel. Puncture. Yeah, I go in phases with tea also. I only had 2 coffees today. That's usually I have 3 to 4, so. That's a lot of condition gain. I'm happy with that, but we could do a little bit more. Now that we... Yeah, I forgot who Monica was too. I still don't know. Hey, how's it going, world? What's up? That moose is probably wiped out by this point, but if the weather gets better, we'll go check. We need fuel big time. Yeah, it's still 1 glass of soda. That's accurate. I know. Yeah, I'm going to be careful about that. Maybe I'll move it over here. BB move objects. This is great. This is gripping content here. Did I find all the loose moose arrows? I don't think I found them all, no. And I left some arrows in Ash Canyon too, in wolves. And, you know, my life and heart will go on. Damn it. Drop that. Fine, whatever. Whatever, I don't care. Did I find arrowhead? No. But I'm not convinced that I'm not going back to Ash Canyon. I might go back to Ash Canyon to do the other side. And so maybe I'll find some of my arrows there. Because I like that side with the cabin and the bear is up there. Like, I like that part. Is that his name? Yeah, we have no arrowheads. We have I think we have a broken arrow though. Unless I harvested it, I might have. Apparently I did. Why am I carrying this around? Take that over here. Broken Arrow is not a movie reference. Oh, that's what Zach calls it. Okay. God, I want this blizzard to go away. This is boring. Alright, TV shows. TV show trivia is now open. We've got 20 shows from 1995. Top 20 episodes of TV. In America. Unfortunately. House Hunters is a no. 95, I was... Gosh. I was under 30. Wow. That's depressing. Golden Girls, no. Friends, however, number 3. Wait a minute, that can't be right. Wait, are you doing my age or are you saying your age? Seinfeld is number 2. Cosby Show, no. Wait, how do you know what year I was for? I guess you've done the math. Whose Line Is It Anyway? No. It's a good show, though. Monday Night Football is number 5. Full House. I hated that show. Hey, Ivan the Handsome. Welcome in. Full House is not one of the top 20. Not saying it wasn't on. Home Improvement. Number 7. That wasn't bad. Let me try to do that better. That was better. Yeah, Home Improvement. Anchor beat you by half a second. 60 minutes. A CBS News Magazine. Number 9. Buffy. Nope. Frasier. Number 11. That movie thing. I actually took the movie one out. I took the, like, Sunday night movie thing out. That 70s show? No. I think that was many years away. Simpsons? No. I think The Simpsons hasn't been a top 20 show much of its life. I think it's just good enough to stay on the air. I could be wrong about that. Greg might get over here. You're outraged? I should trademark the word outraged. The Nanny. She had style. She was flair. She was there. That's how she became the Nanny. That's number 16. I've always liked that line. Third Rock from the Sun is a hilarious show that is not on this list. Underappreciated is Third Rock from the Sun, if you're into absurdist humor. And John Lithgow is just freaking brilliant. I actually thought The Nanny was a pretty funny show, Goro. Yeah, Third Rock is a great show. Features Newman before he became Newman. ER is the number 1 show. Well done, Zert. You got the number 1. Star Trek Voyager was no. Caroline in the City, however, is on here, and I didn't think anybody would get that one. I forgot that show existed. Caroline in the City is number 4. Leah Thompson, as I remember. You loved it. There is a show on here that I absolutely have never heard of, and it's number 6. Roseanne is number 16, tied with The Nanny. Just Shoot You is not on here, but also, I feel, an underrated show. Just Shoot Me is very funny. Dangerfield, no. Walker, Texas Ranger, number 18. What about... Not on here. No, Law and Order is not on here. Very cute, though. What is it like to watch this on YouTube? This must be terrible. Like, Hercules. Hercules, The Legendary Journeys? No, is not on there. Let me give the folks at home something to look at while I'm doing this. You were in Hercules? What? Goro? I mean, I know it was filmed in New Zealand, wasn't it? Wow. Star Trek Next Generation is a no. Doesn't mean it wasn't on. It was. Doesn't mean it wasn't popular. It was.
A new subscriber. Come, steel yourself. We are building an army.
Ivan the Handsome, thank you so much for the sub. That's unbelievable. Thank you very, very much. Here's a big cheer. Whoops. Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate that. welcome in. Let us know if you play Long Dark. Tell us about your Long Dark experiences if you have them. You were an extra in both Hercules and Xena. You were an extra child, so were you like a baby? Aw, thanks, Ivan. I appreciate that. You guys are what make the stream good, not me. The weekly movie, I took it out. You were 11. Wow, they cast you as a baby when you were 11? That's kind of crazy. And I know they have to cast old. Murder, She Wrote is not on here. That's a big stick.
I hate being cold because I really do.
It's come up. I like Murder, She Wrote. Touch Fine Angle. I love, now I'm picturing this entire geometry related show called Touch Fine Angle. I'm sorry, Not Knob. I'm not trying to make fun of you. I know it's just a typo. Touch by an Angel is not on the list. I'm sorry. Night Court, owner of one of the greatest theme songs of all time. Oh, you typed it on purpose. That's awesome. Is a no. Doc Martin is a no. Pride and Prejudice is a no. Touch by an Angle. That is freaking fantastic. That's a skit on some show waiting to happen.
I'm too cold to think.
Yeah, well, you know, it's cold out. I'm about to get rid of all that condition you just worked so hard to restore. Used to call it that on purpose? Oh. I thought it was a brand new joke. Family Ties is a no. Family Ties was an 80s show. I was in high school for Family Ties. Thank you for clipping that, Avatar. Hey, the moose is still here. But, oh, that's a deer. I was like, hey, I could kill you. News radio is an absolute classic. Not Knob. Hey, an arrow. But no, it's not on the list. But I adore news radio. Phil Hartman, Dave Foley, so good. The guy who plays the boss, Stephen Root, brilliant. Street Fighter, no. Chicago Hope, no. So I found an arrow. Just that made this trip worth it. The girl from ER. Yes. Yes, pre-nut job, Joe Rogan. Yes, and Andy Dick is very problematic. But I just tried to look at the writing of the show, and the writing of the show was great. Maura Tierney, yep. CSI Maine, no. Drew Carey, no. Drew Carey, another underrated show. Hey, why am I leaving these here? Perfectly good moose meat. The hell is wrong with me? All right, let me try to give you guys some hints. You guessed Chicago Hope. Yeah, it's not on here. Okay, number 5 is a show I have never heard of, but I think is probably a comedy. Number 8, I think, was a show about schools, a drama. Number 10 was a cop show. Number 11 is a news show. Number 13 is a comedy. Number 14 is a comedy. Number 18 is a comedy. Murphy Brown is number 18. There you go, Koru. NYPD Blue. Good job, Not Knob. That's number 10. Saved by the Bell is not on there. News show is 2020. Good job, Koru. If anybody gets number 6, I'm going to say you Googled it, because there's just no way. I took out these Day of the Week movie. I just didn't include them. I deleted them. They don't exist anymore. I erased them from history. Okay, more hints. Number 8 is a show about a school, I'm pretty sure. Number 13 is a sitcom with a female lead. Number 14 is a sitcom with a male lead that is set at a school. I think 13 is set at a doctor's office. Grace Under Fire is the answer for number 13. 14, sitcom, male lead, set at a school. The other hint I'll give you is Patrick Starr. Oh, there's one more turn.
One more turn.
Coach! That's correct. The guy who voiced Dauber on Coach is the voice of Patrick Starr. He doesn't even change his voice. It's basically the same voice. So all we're left with is number 6, a show that I honestly believe no one has ever heard of and may not have happened. And number 8, The Education Show. You watched a lot of American TV, Goro. I'll tell you that the show no one has ever heard of is called The Blank Blank. And the show about a school is called Location Blank. It is not Mr. Rogers. Do I think I could make a fire here that would be enough to warm me? I don't really think so. And I don't really need... You know, I need the hide more than anything. Do I really need the hide, though, is the question. What condition is it? 75? I really don't think I need the hide. There'll be another moose. The blank blank and location blank. Oh, hey, dude. I thought everyone was dead. I thought you were all dead. Hang on, dude. Hang on. Give me a second. Hey, I'll be right with you. All right. Okay, now serving number 12. Number 12 is next. Yeah, what kind of goofy-ass route was that, dude? Do over, do over. Where'd you go? Hang on, I gotta put my torch down. Boink. Alright, let's try that again. Okay, now run at me straight this time. Don't be weird. Don't be weird. No, now you're running off with my arrow, you stupid little bastard. Come back with my arrow. Freaking... I just found that! How dare you! Fine. Oh, you came back. Yeah, go in the cave, go in the cave, go in the cave, go in the cave. And then go, huh, huh, huh. I know, in the knee again. Stupid wolves. Oh man, now I'm never gonna get that arrow back. I can't even see where he went. I'll have to use crows to find him. I never liked that arrow anyway. That's a good one, Anchor. I like that. Stupid arrow. That arrow sucked. I never liked it anyway. You can have it. I used to be a wolf until I took an arrow to the knee. Hey, old Mr. Frodo, how are you? Good evening. Great to see you. He went to die at Wounded Knee. Bury my heart. That is a very good Indigo Girls song. The blank blank. Could it be the Outer Limits? The answer may disappoint you. It is not. The blank blank was not the Outer Limits. Technically, it was my worst era. It's fair. It is not the never-ending story. Not a bad guess, though. No. Blank location. Hey, Epicron. So, location blank, it was an East Coast city. East Coast of the U.S. Major city. Setting for many shows. Not as many as New York. It is not New York City. If you're going to set a show on the East Coast and you don't set it in New York, you probably set it here. So yeah, Zert's on the right track. It's Boston Common, not Nav got it. I think that's about a school. I could be wrong. We are talking, you know, a ridiculous amount of time ago. Like, almost 30 years. It's horrifying. So all we're left with is the blank blank. The blank blank. It was not the blank files. It was not the X files. I'm going to look this show up, see if I can get a star. Ran for 2 seasons. Ernest Borgnine was in it. That's what I'll give you. Koru is closer than anyone else. In one of her many guesses, Koru has actually used one of the correct words. I'm just going to sleep for an hour. I don't care. That fun guy. The fall guy. Oh, the fall guy with Lee Majors. Nope, that wasn't it. The smiley guy. Believe it or not, Koru is slowly getting closer. It is the single guy. Avatar got it. Starring Jonathan Silverman, I think? Yeah. No idea. Ran for 2 seasons. Never heard of this freaking thing. And I mean, obviously, if I haven't heard of it, then it's, you know, then it doesn't exist. For all I know, there are like huge single guy fans who like, they go to conventions, and yeah, I'm guessing he is still single. You think you've seen it? Well, was it good? I just want my arrow back. I need crows, though. There aren't any. Yeah, I'm wondering if I could maybe do a little bit more cooking. Yeah, what the hell. Don't really know why I'm using the fire striker, but whatevs.
Come on, little fire. Come on.
It was a
Can't
mix
feel
of
my hands.
Seinfeld and Friends. Interesting. Can you get hot enough to keep me warm is the question. Because I won't use my coal. There we go. Good job. Now, the game detected that I am now cooking. Oh, the saw is better when frozen. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Can you imagine hacksawing into a moose? Yeah, I didn't want to say Mig Na Wen because I thought that might give it away. You gotta keep your raw and your cooked separated. You gotta keep them separated.
I would drink almost anything about
Saw
now.
is easier to repair. There's a lot more metal in the world than whetstones. That's a really good point. Oh, are you thirsty or something? How long do we have on this? 2 hours. Assuming it holds, which it may not. I'm not going to do full. I'll do this. Yeah, I got my doubts about this. Hey, when I looked in this direction for a second, I got cold. Interesting. Here. Hey, Devious. Good to see you. Am I going to take the hide for the cloak? I don't think so. I don't think so. You used to live to Alaska and a moose died in your yard. Your boss had to come over with a chainsaw. Unbelievable. I've seen moose here in Maine once or twice. We had one walk through Machias. That was pretty crazy. I should say once or twice. I've seen once. I've seen one moose. Gotta keep them separated. Great to see you, Devious. How you doing? I think a car can tie a moose. Like, well, we'll call it a draw. You want to see one in your lifetime? I've never seen an owl. What's the long-term plan? Open Bleak Inlet or Black Rock Workshop? Look for prepper bunkers, signal voids. I think my plan is probably to go back to Ash Canyon to loot the other side, because I don't want to leave any good matches or anything up there if there are some there. And I want to get more cattails. Then I think I might peek into Bleak. I don't like the Timberwolves. I don't deal with them well. So I don't know. I've been thinking about the airfield as well, though, which is probably harder than Bleak in a lot of ways. I know the airfield better than I know Bleak Inlet, which is kind of funny. But Yeah, is that what it's called? Miner's Folly? I don't think I'll try to do any of the signal void stuff, but if I run across something, I might check it out. Yeah, I know there's a part of Ash Canyon I haven't been to. I've heard you talk about it. But I will say, my #1 goal is to keep living. That's more important to me than checking any boxes of, I want to go to this place, I want to go to that place. I kind of did all the things, like, you know, I got the backpack, and, like, I've done all that stuff. I don't need to go get the moose satchel, I already have one. I want to get to day 200. Like, that is my goal. 201. The current day 152. So yes, Koru, I tip my hat on the way by. This is no kind of in your face. I salute your accomplishments, and I look forward to you passing me. Yeah, I know airfield's not a good place if I want to keep living.
A generous bestowal.
Oh, thank you, Koru. That's not a bad idea, Tolkien. The thing that I am aware of is that this run could end very suddenly at any time, because I'm always running around at like 55–60% condition, and a good wolf struggle could still kill me. That is an argument for going for the vest. But I don't even know where that is. I've never gotten the vest, I don't think, in any difficulty. I've been to Blackrock a little bit on Voyager. I haven't done it on Lope at all. Take a spa day and heal up if I'm worried. I just did. I'm already back down. I'm just way too comfortable spending time outside. Originally, I used to get very nervous whenever my condition dropped below 100. Now I'm very comfortable running around in low condition. And it's really not good. Burb, have a good sleep. Thank you so much for being here.
It's dusk, so I can't be far behind.
I mean, yep. Yep. All right. You give me a tea, please? Give me a Bravo Bravo. Sleep well, Herb. Try to hug walls and cliffs when I travel. I do try to remember to do that, but I frequently forget. Don't tease me. You know I want to see an owl. I've seen owls in the zoo, but I've never seen one in real life. Like, just in a tree. Probably gonna head back to the cave. Well, a fellow could get disoriented in this situation. I think I know where I'm going. Hey, have a good time, Ivan. Thank you so much for the subscription, and I look forward to seeing you again. Have a great time. Good night, Burb. Alright, I think I did this right. Night, Burb. Night, Burb. What I'm doing there is Night Moves by Bob Seger. I find the ending of Night Moves by Bob Seger very funny. because the backup singers have to sing "Night Moves" like 85 times. It goes on forever. Oh, I'm not using the word "a" enough. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. I only slept an hour. I could go too. You're dead, eh? Longer sleeps, yeah, I know. I'm just afraid to sleep outside for long period. You're not tired enough. When I get back to the cabin, I'll do a long sleep. I'm scared to sleep more than 2 hours, even in the bearskin bedroll. I'm afraid. Fraidy cat. What can I do for a Klondike bar? Nothing. Wait, there we go. Okay. Clothing? Here. Ah, no cloth. Oh no. Alright, we're just going to pass time. I hate it. Passing time feels like surrendering to me. I'm going to take the advice and do this so I can sleep 3. Are you serious with this weather? Seriously? Nana and Nana, yeah? Oh, interesting. Wow, look at how cold it's getting. I'm outside the bed, I'm actually cold. Oh, it got better. A plane flying really low. Kind of unnerving. Oh boy. Past time. Sleep for an hour. You're not tired enough. Past time. Okay, there we go. Pick it up. Now to get all our cooked meat and take cold damage. Never found that wolf. Never found my arrow. That's all right. It's all right. Riding around. Is the moose gone? The moose is gone. Bye-bye, moose. Thank you for your bounty. What a hoser, eh? Oh, beauty, eh? He
Sure
like,
getting cold.
he took both my arrows in his knee.
If I don't warm up soon.
True. I mean, soon is kind of relative. We've tested it. It's about 22 to 24 minutes. I'm something of an expert on this subject, actually. Why did I go this way? Hypothermia before that, though. Accurate, accurate. Whee! Drive-by sticking. Damn it. How many wills have died from my writing sessions? It's a good question. I mean, the number is probably more than 100. I should put that in the book, like many wills died, so that you could read this. Dedicated to Will. Well, I have to dedicate it to a lot of people. No man is an island. No book comes out just because one person wrote it, for the most part. There's always other people who supported you, encouraged you. Yeah, don't explain it. Just put it in there. Thank you for dying for this book. No explanation. Oh my god. He killed someone. Alright. Drop him off. Oh, what a bounty. What a bounty. Alright, let's warm up. And to Will, who stood still. I think just that. I think that sounds nice. Ah, what with the wind, man? You guys are nuts. You're nuts with this wind. As soon as there's good weather, I'm thinking of heading back, but... There's definitely the fuel situation is concerning. How's this doing? 25%? That is scary. Keep this over here. Just wherever. That's fine. Yeah. Well, I'm not going in this wind. I don't care. That's better. Alright, what would I bring with me? First off, are any of these cured? I might want to make a hat. Wait. Need 3 for the hat? I'm not waiting for 2 more. Just fix my mittens. Now, my mittens are already at 90%. But I probably should bring... First off, drop that. Drop that. Why do you have so much leather on you? Drop some of that. Drop all of it. I guess keep one. Alright. Take the cured maple. Just in case. God, I wouldn't mind keep bringing just enough gut to remake a bow if I needed to. Get the hides down and make a hat on the way back. Oh, the aviator hat. That's right. And the jacket. I mean, I could bring it. No harm in bringing it. We don't have a rabbit hat anymore. It got eaten by a bear. I'm still kind of mad about that. TBH. How much water do we have? Not much. Wait. I wanted to Magland. Gonna think the answer is no. Yes. I don't know. I'm thinking this is a tomorrow thing. I think I'm gonna go look for sticks and stuff. One thing I have definitely changed of my play style is I'm much slower now. We never located Kneeboy. No, we didn't. We'll call him Leonard. Leonard Kneeboy. We haven't found Leonard. But yeah, in general, I'm just not in much of a rush to do things anymore as I used to be. Thank you. I thought it was the logical choice. You gotta stop and smell the rose hips. That's right. I saw some rose hips the other day. My wife pointed them out to me. I like that. Thank you, Tolkien. Sometimes the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the pun. It'd be logical to find a nice lodge. Yeah, absolutely.
Gotta warm up somehow.
Yep, we're going to. I promised. Drift Island Cabin, but it's a bit of a walk. Don't know where that is. Oh. Okay. Yeah, that is a bit of a walk. What's the nearest forge to here? Broken Railroad?
It's goddamn freezing.
Ah, you see that? There's going to be snow in the next 4 days. And then when it happens, I know I'll be right. sticks did I get? 19. Nearest forge is perhaps... Oh, yeah, FM. FM, yeah. Duh, Broken Road. You have to go through FM to get to Broken Road. There, hey. I'll tell you what I actually think I might do. Is I think I might go into the cave. Yeah. No, this is the plan. This is the plan. I'm going to go into the cave on a coal run. Because I'm down to 1 coal. Before I go back to Ash Canyon, I want coal. So I think that is a good one. Oh, thank you so much for being here, TX. It was great to have you here. Have a good lurk. Yeah, I think that's the plan. I do need to make more water so I can swim. Really didn't want to use a murder. It already happened. I already did it. It's done. Ugh.
Come on, little fire.
Come on, little fire. Light my fire. There. That's enough. Give me the big pot. Give me the big water. The big salad. You had to get the big salad. Fuel up, food up, have an adventure. Yeah, I think I'm going to go to the cave in Ash Canyon. The one that I think can take you to Black Rock. And look for coal. Let's see, hour 7, 54. Give me another water. Yeah, that's better. Water-wise. More sticks. Go over here. We haven't been over here much. Nice weather. Now the question is more, what am I going to do after day 200? Archery 5? Yeah, I think we got it last night. I didn't notice it. Someone else in the chat did and told me to check. But yes, we have Archery 5 now. Which I'll probably forget. Clomp, clomp, clomp. Crouch walking up on deer, yeah. Looking forward to that. Man, what's up with the sticks? Or the lack thereof. One little lonely goat herd there.
Oh, it's getting dark out here. Time to look for shelter.
Yeah, I'll frequently forget that I can crouch, yeah. Astrid, you haven't had a good sprain in a while. Kind of nostalgic for that. That is a rock. Lady, oh lady, oh lady, hoo hoo. Lady, oh,
The cold is making my head feel thick.
man. Hey, Mutton Sourdough. Nice to see you. Welcome in. How are you? There we go.
I've never felt so cold in my life.
The past 600 episodes determined that to be a lie. I'm definitely running around like wolves are not a thing anymore, and I shouldn't be this bold.
I'd eat snow if the hypothermia wouldn't kill me.
That owl is just reminding me that I really want to see an owl in real life. So, Koro, you've just seen owls just standing on a tree? Like, what's up? I'm an owl. I hear them, but I can never find them in the tree. We have owl small ones, more porks. Oh, now woodpeckers, I see those frequently. We have tons of woodpeckers around here. Wow, yeah. I've always wanted to see an owl. It's like this big bucket list thing for me. More bacon. I keep wanting to have bacon at lunch and I'm too lazy to make it. We could sleep, but we can't sleep for as long as I want to. So I'm gonna have to pass some time so that I can get a big sleep in. BLT time. I'd love a nice bacon sandwich. Absolutely. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Just beautiful. Beautiful but deadly. Yeah. Hey, yeah, it's you. Pass one more hour. Big drink. Give me 6. You have a bird that sounds like they're doing the dial-up sound? Wow. It's not everything I wanted, but it's decent. I should drop this can. What that does. Heavy. Give me this birch bark. All right. Not yet, but let's pack up for an adventure. Yeah, I'm not stinky if I don't bring that one. How much food do I have? Calorie-wise? This is 563, 354. That's not really that good. Give me something good. Can't I see how many calories you have? I gotta pick you up. That's a good one. That's a good one. Alright, we'll take those two. Main threat to your birds is house cats. Interesting. But I do want it to be warmer. Probably don't need my hammer. We can leave you behind. Harvest some of these. The invisible stink. Yes, I know. Yeah, I know. But I gotta bring food with me. To hammer at Mountaineer's hut. Everything's at the Mountaineer's hut. Yeah, it's deceptive. No, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want people to just be able to quickly look up where I left things. I appreciate the sentiment very much. Yeah, I mean, I am how I am, Koru. I guess the answer is on some level, yes. Can we just maybe wait an hour? I'm gonna get old waiting for good weather, aren't I? Oh wait, I'm already old. You have your mental note. Okay, fair. This sucks too. Come on, man. What are you doing to me? Yeah. It's fine to travel in. I mean, visibility is low. I feel pressured here. It was in Camp HQ, you're right, that's where it was. Bear or wolf or tree stump? Predator or log? Yes, exactly. Clomp, 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 clomp. It's better than bad. It's good. Everyone needs a log. You're gonna love a log. I'm gonna get a log. 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 I wonder how my headphones doing at the summit. It's a good question. That's funny. That's true. I mean, I have a better one now. Which I might not have otherwise. I probably would have made the bear bedroll anyway. Living the good life.
Find some place to escape this cold.
That bedroll watched me leave and it was like, haha, so long, sucker. See you later, dumbass. Fortunately, there are no wolves up at the top. You have a friend who struggles with anything being like they anthropomorphize things? Oh, yeah. I can be manipulated that way, not that bad, but I do have that problem. Yeah, the bear roll rules anyway. Yeah, I love it. Case in point. Yeah, probably. I remember when I was a kid, I really wanted my parents to get a bug zapper for the mosquitoes, and my mom convinced me, or like for like bees and stuff, and my mom convinced me that, you know, if the fly gets killed by the bug zapper, like what about its children that are waiting for it to come home? And I felt bad. It might need mending soon. Wait. Oh, it's at 70%. Look, Mom, ants, and you squish them. I mean, you have to know yourself, Avatar. If you know you would touch it, then it's good not to get it. Another PB&J has been requested. Did he have one already? Kid can put some PB&Js away. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could just buy them at the store, yeah. Like, I've never tried to buy one, but I'm... I mean, if I can go to Walmart and get a gun, I'm pretty sure I can get a taser. I don't want to get into a whole gun thing. Just saying, I'm pretty sure tasers are easy to get. Oh my god, for real, if you're typing anything about guns, stop typing now. We're not talking about it. You tased each other all night long? What?
Freezing.
Okay, well. Guess it was a slow night. Yeah. I always think my game crashed when that happened. What is this? A single cat tail head. You are not tired enough. Fine. I just wanted to warm up. Thank you. Yeah, I've been pepper sprayed in boot camp. Tear gas. No, I was tear gassed. Tear gassed in boot camp. Are you around here, Wolfie? What happened? Hey, did I ever check this dude? I'm gonna say no. All night long, all night. I'm pretty sure I remember reading that the stuff that he says at the end of the song is like made up nonsense words at the end of All Night Long. And he kind of regrets doing it. Yeah, tear gas was pretty unpleasant. They had us experience it without the gas mask on, and then experience it with the gas mask on. It might be. I'm not sure I'm remembering it correctly. Hey! Did I leave this here? I might have. This might be the bedroll that I thought was on the summit. I think it's this one. Oh, that's fantastic. Yup.
The guy who drank his own pee doesn't seem so crazy right now.
Thanks for contributing, Astrid. The summit bedroll was trying to get back to me. It couldn't make it. It tried to reach me. Wait, you forgot me. One of my kids and his wife have a golden retriever, and it's basically like every golden retriever you've ever met. It's like a super lovable golden ball of energy. And if they ever leave without it, it always acts like they forgot him. Like, it not like, I'm sad you're leaving me, but like, guys, wait, I'm not in the car, come back. Guys, you forgot me. Like, it always has that reaction. Yeah. Very sweet, lovable dog. I'm not sure how good a, like, watchdog he would be, because he loves everyone. So far, less cold than I hoped for. Oh, my well drank expired. You know, a stranger is just a friend you haven't made yet. Like, that's his reproach. Whee. Well, it wasn't everything I wanted, but it'll do. Can't always get what you want, is true. Yeah, they fixed the coal bug. I'm so sad. Aw, there's no rope here. I mean, this doesn't look like that big a production. I regret a few choices. But I'm okay. Hey, I wonder if there were any oak trees in Timberwolf. Pros.
Starting to feel numb.
Oh, this torch disgusts me. Yep, one more thing to hoard. Exactly. I'll probably never use them. I have regrets. I have a few. When will I need these cattails? Someday. I wonder where my hammer is. My torchy is out. Clomp, 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 clomp. Aster's not going to sneak up on anybody. Alright, coal excursion successful. Tomorrow we leave. Did I watch Futurama? Yes. Do I have every episode memorized? No. Why does the ruined bear meat look good now? What happened? Oh, now it's bad again. Okay. Neat. Fantastic. I don't know the clamps reference, I'm sorry. Alright, now I just have to frickin' sit around. Hey, actual venison? Eat that. Take it. Clamps. That's funny. I can picture that. Alright, I mean, all I really gotta do is wait for tomorrow. I guess I could go now, but there's not a lot of great shelter between here and there. So, I'm thinking no. I just hate how not tired I am. But you know what? It's Maglen's fire weather. That means I can melt water without using a match.
Come on, little fire.
What the hell was that? I only got 6 coal?
I can't feel my hands.
Yeah. Melt water. Or snow, whatever. Know what I mean? Whee! Whee! Or get food poisoning. Yes, exactly. Haha, screw you, bunnies.
It's so cold. I just want to lay down for a bit.
For the lols. I just wanted to shoot something while crouched. Richard Marx does backing vocals on All Night Long? Wow, I like Richard Marx. He had an S-tier mullet. Richard Marx. Michael Nesmith from the Monkees produced the video? Now that's random. Put that away. Stand out here, in here. Pick that up. Oh, I have to harvest it. I'm cooking this when I have all this meat inside. I mostly just want this hide. I wouldn't be surprised if the meat burns. I forgot I have a wolf pelt too. More water. Go. Can you drop that and put it up here? I saw you, Magic Pixel. There you go. Oh, that was good right there. I like that. What a stupid torch. I'm dependent on these torches, though. Wait. Get back in here. That up. That up. Great. Fantabulous. I could keep it going, though, since we already used the match.
The sun is setting. It's gonna get a lot colder soon.
I can't eat raw meat if none of it's raw. This was Maglen's fire, yes. I don't want to let it go. Get more use out of it. Wait. Yep. Over here. Fandabidozy. Oh, interesting. Fandabidozy. You're not done. Last one. Not enough time. There we go. Well, that's just Fandabidozy. 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 I thought I took some non-completed water. Fabridozy. There we go. Good use. Good use. Good focus. Fabridozy. I don't know how to do it. That was an honest attempt, do you kid? A whole new disease to get. Hooray. That's all Fabridozy. That's as good as I can do there. Yeah, Sean Connery, is that you? Oh gosh. One of the things I really like about Daryl Hammond's Sean Connery is that it sounds nothing like Sean Connery. Eight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Abracadabra-dozy. Do 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 12. All right. Time. We're very stinky for some reason. Probably because we have a lot of meat on us. Oh, and the rabbit carcass. Can't sleep. I can't get to sleep. I think of all the complications. Yep, the old Sesame Street pinball song. It's the greatest. The Pointer Sisters did that. Here, sleep with your wolf friend. Oh, come on. Yeah. The rabbit became huge, by the way. Overkill is a very good song, I think. Day after day, they disappear. Night after night, the heartbeat. That's cured. I just need to see what I have. 292. Get out of here. These, no, you get out of here. There, take that. No, fine, whatever. I don't care. I honestly don't care. Now I'm stinky. I don't want to be stinky. I will decide that I don't care. Okay, do I want to go now? It's not the best weather. Colin Hay does have a very distinctive voice. I agree with you. I can wait an hour. See? So much better.
Let's go, Done.
Here we go. We are going right now. Let's go. I'm not standing up. There we go. Yeah. But the Muppets were a big deal too, and I think particularly with the Pointer Sisters, the appeal may have been Sesame Street itself, which was, you know, such a big deal in the 70s. Well, I kind of do this. I correct my posture better. Standing up is overselling it. Nice. Listening to Overkill. It is a bop. Not nearly as big a hit as Down Under or Who Can It Be Now, but I kind of like it better than those.
Jeez, this is cold.
Not saying I don't like those. I'm just saying I think that's my favorite of their songs. It's a good done walking soundtrack. Be funny if the bear had respawned. That would be a big surprise, huh? Baby, what a big surprise. That rock scared me. This right here. This rock. This rock is no accident. This rock is here on purpose. Men at work, yep. I can't get to sleep. Go home, complicated. Oh my goodness. The one weather I do not like to travel in is fog. I know Lope players love fog, and I like the lower temperature, absolutely. But I can't see. Yeah. Makes me nervous. Yeah, man, all the hits had great saxophones back then. That is definitely something I miss in popular music, is the prevalence of saxophone. Even now, I might not be going the right way. I mean, okay, blizzards, but I don't even travel in blizzards. Like, I do not voluntarily travel in a blizzard, but I will travel in the fog. But even right now, I'm a little worried I'm not going where I think I'm going. I feel a little better about it now. Yes.
One more turn.
It's when I see it come up, I push the button. Thank you. I'm so glad I got a clip of him saying that. It's from the Honest Game trailers for Civilization. That phrase, one more turn, is very popular amongst Civilization players and turn-based game players in general, which is why I wanted it to be the name of the book. If I was going to write a turn-based game-lit book, then I wanted it to be called that.
Sure getting cold.
That's very kind, Northern. I really, really appreciate that. I think it's probably, I would guess it will be purchasable in less than 3 months. If I had to bet on it, that would be my bet. It is being editified as we speak. Thank you for always making me think the game is crushed. It will be ebook and paperback. And audio? Audio is being discussed. It is not a guarantee. I am not going to do this in the fog. I may find a way to park my keister here. I need this to be better. Give me a windbreak. Well, it's not really windy right now, but let's at least do this against something. Alright, hang on. Hang on. Yeah, Shadow Alley always does paperback and ebook. 100% of the time. If I was doing it myself, I would only do ebook because I can't afford to make my own paperbacks, but Shadow Alley can. The advantage of being published by an actual publisher. There are upsides and downsides. I'm certainly not anti-self-published. I will self-publish more books to be sure. Okay, now here's the thing. I kind of have to use one of these coals. No, I didn't want to use it already. Oh, absolutely, Tolkien. I will let you know. I'm pretty sure I know the person who will narrate it if they go there. It's a guy that I work with quite a bit already in my day job, so... Thank you very much, Avatar. That's very kind. Oh, is the weather getting better? Now that I used a coal? Is that what's happening? I'll make some teas, man. I'm starting to pick up a little bit of a headache, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to call it at the 3 o'clock mark, for the 3-hour mark. That sucks. Or basically, whenever I feel like I'm in a decent shelter situation, getting to that little fisherman's house there would be good. Alright, now, I am still cold. Make another tea. 3 o'clock. Yeah. Now, are you streaming tomorrow, Karu? Just like the kill. Sim Saturday, nice. Yup. Thank you. Yep. Didn't you see what just happened? Yeah. Hang on, we'll do it in a minute. I don't want these mushrooms. Wow, call back with Natalie Portman. Wow. Ah, you broke my arrow, you stupid jerk. Glad you're dead. Yeah, I've been doing pretty decent with the wolves lately. I hear footsteps. Gotta be deer. Yeah. A lot of wolves still calling. Your voice is like music when you speak. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, my wife, every time she hears you, Koro, she says that you should be on The Voice. Because you can't, it's not just that you can sing, it's that you emote. You perform the song. Well, Koro, yeah, we should chat about that. Oh shit. I heard it, I heard it, I heard it, I heard it. Did anyone else hear that? I didn't see him, but I heard him. Did I never check this thing behind the hut? Nope.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
That's funny. Here's what I would like to do. Yes, use this. I heard it.
Perfect. Gotta warm up somehow.
That torch is terrible. This is also terrible. This is a recon. I heard it, but I don't know where he is, because I don't know where he hangs out here. I don't know the moose situation. But I 100% heard him. Yeah, he may spot me first. Yeah, I'll probably just crest over a hill and he'll just frickin' be there. So I'll tell you what. I think we wait for clearer weather. I don't really want him. Like I don't want to spend an hour and a half and 6 arrows on him. I don't need him. I'm very live and let live on this one. Tell you what I'm gonna do though. Put this down. Grab an hour. And I think we are going to call this one here because that headache is picking up a bit. And I would like to get some rest. So, we got our save. Let's check our date. 1:55. So we did 5 days tonight. That's fantastic. 1:55, 45 days away from the next milestone. Hi, this is DH Dunn, and if I'm here, then things did not go right. So I'm recording this as something to put at the end of the 150-day interloper video. I may release it as its own thing as well. So, two things. First off, the run ended the next day in game. Day 156 was the end of the run, and I will talk about that, and I will show you that as best I can. And the VOD did not get downloaded in time, and I'm very sorry about that. I was incredibly frustrated to realize that time just kind of got away from me. I'm trying to get into a habit of downloading the VODs the next day. But you have 15 days to download your VOD, and this didn't happen. So it is lost to the mist of time. It was on stream. Tons of people saw it. I will talk about how it happened and show you almost the last pieces of it, and then just talk a little bit about the run itself. But I want to, as I said, kind of just acknowledge that I did not get that downloaded, so you didn't get to see the actual end in real time, and I apologize for that. That is very frustrating to me. So basically, at anytime you play the Long Dark, you look backwards a lot and you think, well, if I had done this or I had done that. And that to me is one of the things that I really like about the game. I think it's fascinating. It's such a great example of the consequences of your choices, and you can look backwards. I was saying the other night that it's great because it's a risk versus reward game, but both sides have value. You cannot survive in the Long Dark by playing it too safe, and you cannot survive in the Long Dark by being too bold. Eventually that will catch up with you. So at this point, at day 155, I was feeling really confident. I felt really, really strong, and I felt like, as long as I kept an eye on my condition, didn't let myself get into a point where, a wolf struggle could take me out, I could probably go forever. Like I really felt like, all the big problems had been solved. And you know, as they say, overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. And so I decided to go back up the mountain to loot the other side of Ash Canyon. There's actually a third part of Ash Canyon that I don't actually really know. I haven't actually been there well, but the side with the bear. And there's like there's a cabin up there, and there's some little houses up there. I don't know the names of the region. And I decided that I would go up there and loot. Mostly I was there for the cabin. I wanted, if there were matches in the cabin, I wanted the matches. And I had, you can see it all coming. I had meat on me because I wanted to, have enough food in case I didn't find any food up there. So I had some cooked meat on me. I got by the moose. I don't think my memory is I didn't see the moose. This actually all happened a month ago. I don't even think I saw the moose. So he must have despawned or moved on or whatever. Despawned, he doesn't move on. So I get up, through the cave and everything, and I pop out. If you know the region, if you don't, there's a spot towards the side that I want to go to. There's like a narrow ledge, and then there's a bit of an underpass where you go kind of under a rock face, and then it kind of opens up. But there's a decently long period where it's very narrow, very windy, and there's no left or right. Like there's nowhere to go. And as I'm walking through that, I'm thinking, and if I hit the bear here, there is not a lot of places I can go. And sure enough, just as I, kind of approach that rocky underpass, which is his cave, basically, I had the flare gun out. Like I didn't like not know this was coming. I just totally felt I could handle it. So the bear, I can see the bear walking back up. He's walking towards me. He hasn't smelled me yet, and I kind of forget at this point that I've got meat on me. And so I duck as much as I can to the right. I get the flare gun out. I wait for him to. I don't know that I waited for him to charge me. Maybe he just charged me. I'm not sure if I waited or not. But he charged me, and I shot the flare gun, 100% confident that the flare gun would send him running in one of two directions: back towards the cabin, where it would open up and I could like get away from him, or behind me, in which case I would just keep going. He didn't do either of those things. He just kind of stood there. Like he bounced around for a minute and then he charged me again. So I took off and ran back towards the cave entrance. But it's a long run. And as you'll see in this clip, he got me. Whoa, don't come this way. Hey, you weren't supposed to get that. You're supposed to be scared. Damn it! He got me. Yeah. Yeet yourself off a ledge. It's alright, I'm pretty close to the cave. I thought I might actually get like out of his range or something. Like maybe he had an area that you know, he wasn't allowed to leave by the game. But I thought maybe if I ran back to the cave, maybe I could get him that way. Okay, so he got me, right? I'm at this point, I still feel fine. Like I've got stims, I thought, bandages. You know, I will bandage the bleeding. You know, bears generally don't kill you. They take a huge chunk of your health away, but they usually don't do fatal damage. You'll die from the bleeding, or you'll die from a wolf or whatever. So I decide, you know, all right, well then I'm gonna, you know, I'll bandage myself up. Didn't have any bandages. I had no bandages crafted, and I'm gonna go. I think this is in the clip. Don't have any cloth, so I gotta like shred something to make some cloth to make bandages. All of this is happening. Now, while all of this is happening, the chat, which I'm not looking at because generally in high tempo situations, I don't look at the chat. The chat is saying the same thing over and over and over again. Drop the meat. Drop the meat, drop the meat, drop the meat. That's all they want me to do is drop the meat. I don't drop the meat. So the bear comes back. And he comes back and he gets me. So, as you can see in the moment... wait a minute, you're gonna die. You can only use one stim at a time. No! Well. I have nothing that I feel bad about with that one. I'm okay with it. I mean, once the bear got me the first time, some part of me, I think, kind of knew this is it. At the time, 150 days plus in the Interloper, I had been streaming Long Dark 4 nights a week. And it was really months of Interloper, which is not the difficulty level I usually play. And the deeper you get into those runs, kind of the higher the tension level goes. It's like a baseline tension of just, you know, you don't want to blow the run. You don't want it to end. You don't want it to end. And so on some level, it was a bit of a relief to have the run end just so I could exhale. And at the time, I was like, all right, I'm not doing Interloper again for a long time. Probably I said July. You know, that would be the first anniversary of the Zach run, and that would be the one that I would do. But I'll tell you, the itch is back. About 4 weeks later, the itch is back. I definitely would like to get back to trying Interloper again. It's a very interesting thought experiment. I think what I should do in the future is not do all 4 nights a week as Interloper. Maybe do 2 Interloper, 2 Voyager. But you know, I'm never really upset when I die. I mean, I'm usually more like, oh, I let everybody down. I disappointed the chat. That sort of thing. You always learn something when you die, and like I learned from this one, you died doing something you totally didn't need to do. Like it's not like I was desperate for matches, and I knew I knew the scenario I was walking into. I knew all of the facts, but I went in with an exaggerated level of confidence about it. And that's what got me. And other things could have got me. A blizzard could have come up, something else could have happened just as easily. But I really, walked away from it with my head pretty held high. I mean, my previous Loper PB was something like 40. So to top that by more than 100 days is fantastic. I mean, I'm not gonna complain about a 150-day Loper run. And at least on my level, I mean, now that I'm kind of shifting to the reflection portion of this, um, it's a combination of a lot of things. It's easy to look back and say, well, that was a good decision, that was a bad decision. But at the time, you don't have all the information. So you're just kind of playing the numbers and like, well, this is the risk versus this the reward. And I made enough right calls to get there. I learned some stuff that I think will help me do better in Loper the next time I play it. But so much of Loper is the start. Those first 15 to 20 days, there's a lot of luck. The way the game works right now, at least for me, where the loot tables are randomized, or they might as well be for me. I don't know where anything is. If you remember, this run had a lot of trouble in the beginning, and I've had like my 40-day interloper run. I think 20 of the first 40 days, I didn't have a bedroll, and I went through an extended period on this run without a bedroll. So, a lot of Loper is where do you spawn, at least for me. Where do you spawn, and how fast can you get the basics for which you can start to build something, and then there's luck. There's so much luck, particularly with weather involved in whether you're going to last a long time or not. But what I learned in this run was how you can kind of mitigate some of that luck. I learned to be much more patient and wait things out, wait weather out, I learned patience, how important it is in like moose hunts, which I wasn't really, using patience before. And, I just kind of got impatient on this one. If I look back, I think the moments that stand out, the bear mauling on the ice in Coastal Highway, somewhere in the late teens, early 20s. Is I think probably the best pure gameplay I've ever done. In that moment, I managed to make all of the right choices. The bear mauls me kind of out of nowhere. I'm cooking a deer on the ice, and I look up in the game, and it's just coming at me out of the fog. Like, oh my god, it's terrifying. It's terrifying, and he gets me really good. And then, so I'm down to, I don't know that I was down to the heartbeats, but I was close. And I'm bleeding, and I don't think I had a bandage. So cause God, I always don't have a bandage, which is something I need to learn from. And I managed to, the blizzard comes up, and I managed to get myself a fire, get myself warmed up, get bandaged, use the stim, and in a blizzard, find my way to the basement in Crumbling Highway. And that, in like a 5-minute span, I was really, really proud of the choices I made there. And I thought that was I was very, very happy with how that came out. This run had my first Loper moose kill, my first Loper summit, my first Loper technical backpack, like all of the things that I hadn't done before. And the moose kill coming on the same day that I beat the previous PB was just really, really cool. My first parasites at any difficulty. It was my first time dealing with parasites. That was quite the adventure. And just in general, I think I spent way too much time in Mystery Lake. I think probably half the run is in Mystery Lake, but the parasites will really pin you down to an area. But I had a great time. I had a really great time with the run. For those of you who have stuck through all the way to this point and watched this, I hope I gave you a good show. And I hope you enjoyed it. I had a great time. I appreciate everybody who comes out to watch me, everybody who's watching this on YouTube. And you know what? I'm going to get back at it pretty soon. And I hope not to have such a long gap between reality and YouTube. I hope to close that gap. Again, I'm very sorry that the actual um, ending is not, you can't watch the whole thing. Suffice to say, there wasn't a lot to it other than the bear mauling and then the post-mortem from me, which I'm kind of giving you another post-mortem here. So that's going to do it for me. Thanks very, very much for watching. I appreciate all you guys so very much. And have more long, dark videos coming up. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.